FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
How about with organic growing and looking after the land, the responsibility for things?
I'm all for organic food. I think it's a positive movement. I'm glad that people care about where their food from. I'd rather not have nuclear material in my food, or I don't want to. It's nice to have that option. But it's expensive.
How about with manufactured foods, where we're actually getting these incredibly intense labelling laws now, which I actually think is actually done by the large food manufacturers in order to prevent smaller food manufacturers putting their product on the markets.
I would disagree with you about organic. I think organic, as it stands now, certainly in Europe, is now entirely a marketing label. It has very little to do. It has never had anything to do with quality. What it does have to do with is people who don't farm telling farmers how to farm. And I minded that. It was a lot of urban people getting together saying, well, you can't use this on your cows, you can't do this to your sheep, you have to do this to your soil. And then we will buy what you make. And what it does make is a two-tier food system. So you get food for the poor, which is processed, high saturated fat, lots of sugar, lots of salt, and then you get food for the middle class, which is expensive and has pictures of fields on it and has lots of writing. Do you notice how much writing comes with organics?
But what's brilliant
it's exactly like the waiter saying, can I explain our concept?
Is you get in American markets at Whole Foods, for instance, you'll go in and they'll have the non-organic grapes and the organic grapes. It's the same company. Okay, yeah. These people aren't stupid. They figure out, well, the grapes are only $3. Let's offer a $6 alternative. Hey, look, they're willing to pay $6. Clearly, we'll jack up the price on the $3 stuff. They scare you on one hand into their own waiting arms. Listen, I like the idea that people are at least thinking about where their food comes from. That's surely not a bad thing. But there's when you start telling people they should, when you're telling people they should feel bad about their food choices, I don't think that is a productive way to do this.
Once you start over-legalizing, once you start having legal requirements for labelling on food, that you in fact prevent the smaller guys, the smaller artisanal producers from producing that food.
No, I don't agree with that. I think labelling of food is incredibly important. If you've ever been to a society where you have a lot of adulteration of food, like India used to have up until about 10 years ago, it's incredibly dangerous to go. Everything has been, you have no idea whether stuff has been cut with poisons, whether it's got sand mixed into it, whether it's been where it's come from. And labeling of food is a really important thing in a civilized society.
I would like to know if my ground meat has been treated with ammonia. And I would also like to know percentage of rat droppings in my food, if that is a principal ingredient. Calorie count. The more information, the better. We got to do something. I believe you share the dubious honor of being the fattest country in the world. Is that correct? You've beat America. You're #1. Somebody told me. Hard to believe.
I think that's very hard to believe. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think England's pretty fat.
Really?
Yeah.
Heart attack capital of the world is Tonga, I think, with Scotland #2.
Glasgow. We're up there.
Well,
woohoo!
I think in a heart attack off, we'd probably take Tonga in extra time.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you guys, you Americans, tend to eat a hell of a lot more phosphates than we do. Okay, because of your hot dogs. I mean, just the amount of hot dogs.
My feeling always was that we could have saved millions and billions of dollars on the CIA and covert actions around the world if we'd just been opening McDonald's and Burger Kings and Kentucky Fried Chickens in the countries of our enemies.